We were at my first physical therapy appointment earlier today for my elbow, and it went pretty well. I had a lot of swelling. My hand's a little swollen still, but not nearly as much. Um, we bought a glove. Sorry, my mouth is really dry, so I don't want to keep like smacking and annoying people. But we bought a compression glove and sleeve to help out with that. And actually, what helped the most is kind of funny. Is my good friend and I, we were messaging back and forth, and I was on the computer, and on the phone it's a little bit more difficult for me to do, but on the computer, I used to type really, really fast. And so today, between typing with both hands, this is a much slower, but at least I got use of it, and so it helped the blood flow and some of the swelling to go down. But I wanted to share while we were there, um, the physical therapist that was working on my hand and my arm, she was asking, about things that Maria had to help me with, because Maria is home with me right now. And it's funny because I can still do like my job. I can tutor and say like teach or help instruct online, but I can't prep myself. So I told her, yeah, shaving, kind of got that down as okay, but can't even put deodorant under my left arm. I can't really wash a lot of that side of my body because I'm not supposed to really move this arm that much. And I can shower, um, but it's just severely limited. Even putting socks on or doing my belt, I can't do those things. But I can still work and I can still do things like this. So uh, Maria was saying, yeah, he can't like for instance, open the pickle jar anymore like I used to. I have a really strong grip and strong arms and stuff like that. Even though I'm really out of shape, they still pretty much maintain. So Maria's like, yeah, he's upset. He's sort of bummed because he can't open the pickle jar and he can't break apples in half anymore, and maybe he won't be able to. And so the lady gives her a look, um, sort of like, is that a thing? And she's like, I didn't know people did that. And Maria goes, oh, he does it for the kids, and his grandma did it until she was 75, and she had to stop because she had broken a rib, not from breaking the apples, mind you. It was a different thing. She had something going on and fractured a rib. Sorry, the AC is kicking on here. So, but it was funny because the lady sort of looked like in disbelief, like, and I had to tell her, my grandmother was she was an old German farmer from South Dakota, and she was a riveter at McClellan up in Sacramento during World War II. So she was a strong lady. Um, and it's not, like, it's funny because I used to do that for the kids at the school. I take an apple and I tell them my right hand was my stabilizing hand. I would hold it still with that. And I would take the other half and I would just twist like that and break it. And I do it a little bit more slowly. Instead of using like sort of this dynamic fast force, I would just slowly just twist it until it broke in half. Um, but you would have to stabilize it with a strong arm. And this was, even though it's not my dominant arm, it was a little bit stronger as far as holding something still. Um, but it was pretty funny because Marie's telling her this story like my grandmother, breaking a single walnut with one hand, which she could. I still can't. You give me two, you give it something to press one against the other, that's possible, but a single one, it's really hard to get that leverage to do it, but she did it, by God, and her hands were bigger than mine. So I think her feet were too. I don't know. She was something like 5'1", 5'3", I think, at her height, in her prime. But anyway, so yeah, Maria had to sort of chime in and say, yeah, his grandma used to do this stuff. So again, another funny story about my grandmother. So yeah, a lady was breaking apples, um, jars of not peanut butter, but jars of pickles, no problem. Something we couldn't open as grown men and adults, we take it to my grandmother, and she'd open it for us. So anyway, it's kind of funny. So anyway, God bless. I'll probably be on again because I'm having a hard time sleeping. My sleep pattern is disrupted because I'm out on the couch, so I don't roll over and clock my wife with this, with this fiberglass brace here. Um, so don't want that to happen. So I'm kind of out here on the couch and have been for about 2 weeks. So I get about 3 to 4 hours of sleep at a time. Just get super uncomfortable, wake up. So, I may be doing some more of these before the morning comes, but I'm having fun with it. And life is such a blessing, such a blessing. Even with everything that goes on, God's there in the midst. Um, one thing my grandma taught me, He's right there in the midst of us. So I'll share some more funny stories sometime, but that was about us, again, being at physical therapy today, and the lady was just sort of She's like, seriously? And so it was kind of funny. And Maria's like, yep, so, but I think the most interesting thing is that my grandmother did it till she was 75, maybe a little bit older. So, 30 years older than I am now. And so, hopefully I'm that strong when I get that old. No, we'll see. All right. You all take care. God bless you. Make sure you're kind to one another. All right. Bye bye.